Okay, welcome back for chapter 11, and it's called A Word in the Emperor's Ear. That's me thinking. Tiddles, bit of a problem. It was all very well having an elephant around the place, but where were we going to keep her? Perillus hastily led Tiddles onto the road, away from the fuming Ghastlies. I took to the air and flapped about a bit, searching for somewhere to put the beast. While I flapped, my brain was teeming, boiling over with all the problems that needed to be solved. Scorcher, for example. We couldn't hide him in the time machine forever, and he had another big race coming up. Nor could we leave Fusia in prison forever. Then there was Hysteria, and the possible marriage to Phoebus Bigus, and the Ghastlies. They were bound to follow up their threat of jail, problems and more problems. I soon spotted a small field and wood behind the house. That would have to do for now. Take Tiddles round to that field behind us, I told Perillus. She can wander in the woods, and now I must disappear for a short while, I added. Where? Business, dear boy, business. Nothing you need to know about. There are things to say to people and other things to keep quiet about, of course. I am very clever and know exactly which is which. What do you mean? I'm just show off big head. Can you count to 100? You can? Oh, well, you are a human after all. You are human, aren't you? Good. Then, please understand that counting to 100 is considered pretty big stuff when you're an animal of any sort. Even centipedes can't count to 100, and they've got more legs than you can shake a stick at. That's a strange expression, isn't it? I mean, why would you want to shake a stick at a centipede's legs anyway? But I was off again, soaring through the skies of Rome before swooping down to the Emperor's palace, flitting through the odd window here and there, till I eventually found Tyrannus himself taking a bath. Salve, Tyrannus, I croaked. Don't you ever knock? Do you have to come barging into my private bathroom? The Emperor demanded, rather rudely, I thought. When I have something important to tell you, yes, I remarked, casually preening my left wing. You've dumped a feather in the bath, Tyrannus pushed it away with a big toe, an enormous toe. I've never seen such a big toe. Big toe. What do you want? Want, I repeated. I want nothing. Then why have you come to bother me? I have some information you might wish to put to good use. I began preening my right wing. Tyrannus pushed at a couple more feathers. He really did have the most enormous big toes. I was fascinated by them. Do you mind not shoving your feathers in my bath? Pardon me. Bit tetchy this morning. Did you get out of bed the wrong side? If you must know, I fell out of bed. I had a bad dream. The Emperor sighed and closed his eyes. Well, I have some news that might cheer you up. Are you going to the chariot race this afternoon? I started cleaning my tail feathers. Naturally. My public expect me to be there. The Emperor suddenly changed the subject. How's Chrysius? I lifted my head and looked straight at Tyrannus. Desperate. What do you expect? The Emperor shook his head. I don't have any choice, Crocbag. He's the only suspect I have so far. I suggest you get on with the investigation. We've been busy. Neighbours, elephants, people popping in and out of jail. It takes up one's time. Chrysius is doing his best, but there are no real clues so far. Tyrannus lay back and sighed. So, you rascal, tell me your other news. The race is this afternoon, I scored. Watch Scorcher in the green team. Put your money on him to win. Tyrannus nodded. I shall, and if he wins, what then? No doubt you have a favour to ask in exchange for this information. Scratch my back and I'll scratch yours. Tock, tock, tock. I bobbed my head at him. Scorcher is meant to be in jail. A very small crime. He annoyed a neighbour. If he's meant to be in jail, well, why isn't he? I thought of how Hysteria changed places with Scorcher, and Perillus had swapped places with his sister, and Fusia had changed with Perillus, and so on. It's a long story, I told Tyrannus. I'll fill you in another time. If Scorcher wins, I'd like you to pardon him so that he can carry on winning races, and you can carry on winning money because of it. Tyrannus shrugged. Consider it done, Vale. Crocbag. Vale. Tyrannus. As I flew away from the palace, I smiled. Once Scorcher was pardoned, the prison guards would have to let Fusia go because, being rather short of brain power, they probably still thought Fusia was Scorcher. I reckon I'll just about solve that problem at least. What was next? I was pondering on this when coming in to land back at the house. I was just in time to see Maddox, Bananas and Perilous back from elephant duties, pushing the time machine up the road. Obviously, Scorcher was on his way to the Colosseum for his next big race. Put upon, the ghastly little slave was hanging out there washing again, and Hysteria was climbing out of a back window. Very interesting. What was she up to? I settled in a nearby tree and watched as Hysteria lowered herself to the ground, skulked around the side of the house, joined the road and a bit further up, and hurried after the disappearing time machine. Of course. She was going to the Colosseum too, to see Scorcher. Young love. Isn't it charming? There was a rather burnt smell in the air, so I flew over to take a peek. Flavia was making her pizzas to take to the Colosseum, but she was also getting in a bit of a tiz, racing round the tiny kitchen and trying to bake in the smallest oven in Rome, with only Flippers Floppers to help her. Poor Flippers. He really wasn't built for making and baking. He kept tripping himself up on a bit of raw pizza. Himself up, and a bit of raw pizza would go slapping across the room, or he'd spill bowls full of pizza topping. The kitchen floor was littered with squashed vegetables and slices of sausage, making it so slippery that Flavia herself was having trouble walking, and this was the woman who normally glided about the place as if she was on wheels. "It's ridiculous," she cried. I should have made dozens of pizza by now, but I've only managed to bake 10. Why isn't Flavia here to help?" "Still in jail," I pointed out. Flavia shot me a look of utter despair, opened her mouth wide, pulled at her hair and screamed. "Ah!" Then she went completely crazy. She began picking up pots and pans and throwing them all over the place. Soon, most of the kitchen wasn't a kitchen anymore. It was bits of broken pottery all over the walls. Chrysius came racing in to see what all the noise was about. He just managed to duck in time as a large clay pot, half full of oil, went whizzing past his head and smashing against the wall behind him. Oil splattered out and dribbled down. Chrysius hurried across to his shrieking wife and wrapped his arms around her so that she couldn't move, and when she collapsed, sobbing in his arms. "I can't go on like this," Flavia choked. "It's impossible. This place, it's so small. The pizzas, Fuchsia in jail. I just can't do it anymore." Chrysius spoke to her quietly until she calmed down. He led her out into the open air of the yard, and they stood there with Septicemia's washing billowing around them. Trendia was standing out there looking very worried. "What was all that about?" she asked, and Chrysius explained to Flavia and Fuchsia. "We must get this whole stupid business sorted out for once and for all," he muttered. "It's ridiculous. Those prison guards are worse than useless. Sometimes I think it would be better if Scorcher had stayed in jail. Come on, we're going to go to the prison and demand Fuchsia's release. We'll prove she isn't Scorcher. Stupid, idiotic guards. Are they blind? Come on. You come too, Flippers, and Hysteria and Perilous. We'll all go. Hysteria shouted Chrysius. "Perilous? Where are they?" Crocbag. "You must know. Why aren't they answering?" Perilous has gone to make sure Tiddles is all right, and I think Hysteria went with him." "She's not in the house. I thought it best not to let on that Hysteria had gone off to watch Scorcher. Patter would not be happy about that at all." "Wait," said Trendia. "Let me get my stola. I'm coming." Chrysius grunted. "Thank you. That makes 4 of us. That should be enough. Come on." And they set off for the prison. Off they went, left, right, jaws jutting out. What a brave bunch they were, marching up the street. Give 'em all a biscuit. Crack! Okay, that's the end of that chapter. Oh, we've only got a few left. Exciting, nearly there. Okay, see you for the next one. Bye.